there, welcome back to my channel, Uniquely Reagan Handcrafted Cards. Today I'm going to be covering a couple of these Magic gift card holders. I had used a die set from the Stamps of Life called the Magic Gift Card Die Set from Stamps of Life to cut out the holder, the gift card holder. I've already glued this up. Actually, this one's not holding together very well. Let me just put a little bit of wet adhesive on it and get that glued up really nice. That double-sided tape wanted to lift, so I'm just going to press that down a little bit. And that gift card is going to sit right inside that pocket. So let me show you where that sits, and it's going to slide magically back into the pocket. And when the gift card opens, it sits right there. So that is like that. Let me check these others just to make sure they are holding together well. Okay, so I will be covering, this is the die set that I used for those. I'm going to be covering the cardstock for that with a couple different pattern papers. I got some pattern paper from this Miri collection from scrapbook.com that I got last year, I think that was. I just grabbed a couple of different pieces of paper. Since I have some green and purple, I grabbed a couple different pattern papers that I thought would go well with the green. And those are the patterns that I've grabbed. And then with the purple, I've grabbed this piece of paper. It's got a lot of pretty purples, and there is the other side of that paper. So I have two of the dark purple, two dark green, and one light green color. So let me get to cutting here, and then I will adhere. I had cut a bunch of these out while I was on before a recent trip, and then went ahead and adhered things on a bunch of others and then decorated them when I came back from my trip. So let me cut enough out for the purple out of this cardstock here. I had written down the measurements that I need for the die. So I'm going to cut this to 3 7/8 inch wide. And then I need some, I'm going to be decorating on the front. Now you could also decorate on this side and have this as your back. Either way, whatever you like to do. I'm going to cut a piece for the back at, let's see, 3 1/8. This is going to be the back. And then this is going to be my front, and I need to cut that at 2 1/4. So this is going to be the back side here, and the front just like that. And then I need a piece to be the flap, and I'm going to cut the flap at 3/4. So the back side and the flap are going to have the same pattern paper, and I'm just covering down to where the edge starts to fold in here. I'm not worrying about where this starts to edge in. I'm only going down to this part here, just the straight edge, which is 1 inch. So I just come back 1/4. There we go. So let me do that one more time, and I'm going to do it in the reverse. So for the back, that's 3 1/8. And then I need a 2 1/4 piece, and then 3/4. 2 1/4, and that's about 1/2 inch, so that's not quite enough. Let me come to 3 7/8. And I'll cut off a strip that's about 3/4 of an inch from there. Let me just come to 11 1/4, and that will be my 3 1/4 inch, 3/4 of an inch. And I'm gonna have this dark purple here. So that's my 3/4 inch piece. There we go. That's for the 2 purple ones. So I have enough for that. I'm gonna set these pieces aside. I can make some greeting cards with that. Now for the green ones, let me cut enough for these. Three and 7/8. We need to cut to 3 1/8. And then 2 1/4. I'm gonna get it where I'm not chopping some snowman in half here. Get their heads. Okay, so let's see. Use these 2 pieces for this one, the back and the flap, and then this one will be the bottom on the front. And then let me get a coordinating piece, maybe the stripes, 3 7/8. And I need to cut down to 3/4. And then 3 1/8. And then also so this one is done. I have all the pieces for it. And then we need to cut 2 1/4 for the front of this one. And we have all of the pieces for it now. And then the light green, let me pick out the pieces for it. I'm definitely going to use the, let's see. Yeah, we'll just use this one. So 3 7/8. I like the pattern paper with the bright red. It's very pretty. So let me get the flap off of there. I'm going to cut a different piece. Something with some nice interest. And then 2 1/4 with the holly. There we go. Interesting. There we go. So all of these extra pieces I can use to make some great cards with. Scrappy cards. So I will set all of this aside. This I can throw away. There's nothing on it that to be used. And I will put these pieces back into the paper pack. And let me set the trimmer aside. And let me adhere these down real quick. got that adhered down. Now let me do a little bit of decorating. I have a bunch of little sentiments and sayings here, and I have also some ephemera and stamped images, colored images, die cuts, a bunch of little things here that I can use to decorate the front of these. So let me get to decorating. I have also from the die set some bows, that the bow image die that came in the kit. So I used the offcut from the cardstock to create the bows. So I have a bunch left over from the original ones that I had made. So let me get a couple of these out. I'll get a couple of purple ones and a couple of green ones, maybe a pink one. We've got a lot of pink in here. So let me get those out here and put the blue one away and just leave a couple of these out so we're not cluttering everything up. And then let's see here. I like that really dark purple. That's very pretty. So let me get out a couple of sentiments. That's really cute. Every snowflake is beautiful. This is a chipboard sentiment from Stamps of Life. I'm going to glue that on the bottom of this. I have finished decorating these 5, and I have a whole bunch of these already decorated. And I'll just flip through these really quickly for you to see how many of them that I have already done. I think I counted these and I had 36 of them done. So with these others, that's 41. And I can't wait to show these at my upcoming craft fair this weekend. And I think they're going to be very popular. If people are ready to go Christmas shopping, we'll see if they are. If not, I have another craft fair coming up in a few weeks, and I can't wait to show them at that one as well. And if I think there's enough to go around for both craft fairs, and we'll see how well they do. So these were really fun to make, easy to put together. The die makes it super easy to do that. I used 12 by 12 scrapbook paper to do these, and I got several from each 12 by 12 piece of paper. And I was able to use some ephemera and die cuts and sentiments that I already had stamped and colored, and things I had already been using, papers from my stash. So it made it super easy, super quick to go put these together. And I had such a fun time doing it. So thanks for stopping by my channel. Come back and see me the next time I have a crafted video. And leave a comment or a like down at the bottom of this video and tell me what you liked about this project. I'll see you the next time I have a crafty video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.